Okay, to make it simpler, as long as you can detect some of the unusual behavior in our computer. So it might be indicator that the computer had been infected by some attack. Okay, so how did malware delivers its payload? Okay, meaning that how did malware attack a computer? Okay, so it can happen in many ways. Okay, one of those is when a user opens an infected files, okay, without us even realizing. Okay, so this is one of the way the malware can attack our computer. Okay, another way is when a user run an infected files, okay, not just open but run the executable file, for example. Okay, so this is another way the malware can attack our computer. Okay, or when a user boots the computer using the removable media that is infected. Okay, so this is another way. And then when a user connects to connects unprotected computer to a network. Okay, so maybe the computer in the one of the computers in the network is not being installed with antivirus, for example, but then the computer had been infected, and then the user used the computer. Okay, so this is one of the way that the malware can delivers its attack. Okay, when the data in the unprotected computer travels through the network. Okay, and then other ways is when the certain condition or event occurs. Okay, this one depends on the malware program. Okay, sometimes the hackers use the change of computer clock timing or date to launch the attack. Okay, so it depends on the malware program. All right. Okay. So let's move on. Okay, so that one is for the malware attack under internet and network attacks. Okay, so under internet and network attacks, we also have the DOS attack, denial of service attack. Okay, so what is denial of service attack, or what is DOS attack? Okay, so DOS attack. Okay, we can refer to this blue colored sentence over here. Okay, DOS attack is an assault that disrupts access to an internet service such as web or email. Okay, so this is another attack under internet and network attacks. Okay, so it is a assault that will cause failure. Okay, failure for other users to access the service in the computer network. Okay, in the network. So the service such as the web page or the email service. Okay, so under DOS attack, okay, it can be launched by botnet. Okay, so what is botnet? Botnet is a group of compromised computers connected to a network that are used as part of a network that attacks other networks. Okay, so this is the term that is given to a group of computers connected to internet, okay, or connected to network that is specifically designed to attack other network. Okay, so this is what we call as botnet. So botnet falls under DOS attack lah. Okay, and backdoor is a program. Okay, also falls under DOS attack. Okay, that allows users to bypass security controls when accessing a computer resource. Okay, meaning that sometimes the hackers use a botnet, okay, to plant a backdoor, okay, a program in a network or in a gateway of a server, okay, so that the server thought that it is a genuine program, but that is a backdoor program in which they can send more data than the server can handle, okay, to jam the server or the internet service. Okay, so this kind of attack falls under DOS attack. Okay, this denial of service attack. Okay, DOS attack stands for denial of service attack. Okay, and also under internet and network attacks, so we have spoofing. Okay, spoofing is a technique, okay, used by intruders to make a network or internet transmission appear to come from a trusted source. Okay, so this is what we call as a spoofing. Okay, a technique used by intruders to make a network or an internet transmission appear to come from a trusted source. Okay, so how does the spoofing is being done? So it can be in the form of email spoofing or IP spoofing. Okay, so email spoofing ni, sometimes you receive some email, okay, from someone, okay, in which that email is actually a spam or not coming from a genuine account lah. Alright, so this is how spoofing can be done. Okay, and sometimes the spoofing comes from IP address, IP spoofing, in which when you write down a URL for some web page, for example, okay, let's say you want to access a web page, so you write down the IP address of the web page on your web browser, isn't it? So IP spoofing happens when that web page is being directed to other IP, not the IP of the server, but the IP of a fake page. Okay, so this is how IP spoofing happens. All right. So these are all the computer security risks under internet and network attacks. Okay, so that's the first one, internet and network attacks. Okay, the common computer security risks under internet and network attacks. So next we have unauthorized access and use. So this is another common computer security risk. Okay, so what is unauthorized access? Okay, so unauthorized access is the use of computer or network without permission. So this is what we call as unauthorized access. How about unauthorized use? Unauthorized use is when a computer or its data is being used for unapproved or possibly illegal activities. Okay, so I hope you can see the difference between unauthorized access and unauthorized use. Okay, access is on the permission, use is on how the data or the computer is being used. Okay, so these are some of the common computer security risks. Okay, so again, not still under, again, another, okay, common computer security risk that is possible is hardware thefts and vandalism. Okay, so this is another category, okay, under computer security risk. Okay, so hardware thefts is clear, isn't it? From the name itself, it is an act of stealing the computer or its related components. So this is what we call as hardware thefts lah. And then for hardware vandalism, is the act of destroying the computer or its related component. So this is another computer security risk. Okay, so I can see some questions over here. Okay, so there's some questions from your friend. Okay, so the question says that if let's say we open up a web page and suddenly the web page redirect to another page. Okay, so that one can be considered as one of the attack. Okay, one of the attack through the network lah. Okay, internet and network attacks. Yes. Okay, so it considered as one of the attack. So sometimes we didn't realize this. Usually it being used for marketing purpose, or if let's say for marketing, sometimes the page is legitimate, but sometimes when it's open up, some pages that we don't know what that page is all about. Okay, so that one is more dangerous lah. Okay. Okay, so yes, answering the questions, it falls under internet and network attacks. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. So still under common computer security risk, so we have software thefts. Okay, just now we have hardware thefts, we have software thefts as well. Okay, so what is software thefts? An act of stealing or illegally copying software or an intentional act of erasing programs. Okay, so sometimes software thefts ni, sometimes, okay, maybe not us lah, maybe other person had done this without them realizing. Okay, for example, software piracy over here. Okay, software piracy is also fall under software thefts, in which it is an unauthorized and illegal duplication of copyrighted software. So some software, already copyright the software, in which it already stated that this software is only for us to use it. Okay, but sometimes some users, okay, duplicate and use it for more than one users. Okay, so that one we call as it falls under software piracy. So I can see some questions over here. Okay, so yeah, cracked software also include as software piracy. Okay, so if it's possible, try to eliminate that. All right, try to opt for other option. Okay, if let's say we have the demo version in which you have to, if we have demo version, then use the demo version. Sometimes demo version is also okay lah to be used, or sometimes they require us to give our educational address, isn't it? Educational email address to activate the software. Okay, so use that to our advantage lah. Okay, meaning that we comply with the what is the requirement for the company to provide us with the software legally. Okay, so if you can, then don't do this kind of things. Okay. All right, so again, under software tabs, okay, this can occur when someone steals a software media, okay, intentionally erases programs, illegally copies a program, or illegally registers and activates a program. So illegally ini meaning that we do things not in its usual practice. Okay, for example, crack tadi lah. Okay, kita guna crack. Lepas tu, it's not a usual practice, isn't it? Only some who have this knowledge can crack the software, right? Okay, so if we can, please do things legally. Okay, so next we have information thefts. Okay, so this is another computer security risk. Okay, so how does information thefts happen? It occurs when someone steals personal or confidential information. This is referring to our personal info. Okay, personal or confidential information. So this is what we call as information thefts. Oh, sikit je. Okay, so I hope it's clear for you information thefts ni. So usually it happens when if let's say now during the PKPP ni kan, when we go somewhere, when we go to other places, sometimes we have to jot down our phone number, isn't it? Our name or phone number and our temperature, right? Okay, so if if the owner of the restaurant, for example, let's say we go to the restaurant, we provide this phone number to them. Okay, if let's say they use this information for something else, okay, not just to track the those who come to their restaurant, but to do for something else, maybe for marketing or things like that. Okay, so that one can be considered as information theft as well. Okay, or maybe some other person, okay, take our phone numbers based on the record that they can see on the restaurant, isn't it? In the restaurant, isn't it? Okay, so that one considered as information thefts as well. All right. So this is okay. So again, just to repeat, okay, information thefts is it occurs when someone steals personal or confidential information. Okay. So the next computer security risk is system failure.